Welcome everyone. My name is Carolyn, and I'm a part of Yonsei University's social engagement team. Today we'll be discussing a crucial issue, the impact of conflict on education in Ukraine. Our guest is Anna Micheler, a leading expert in educational development and a passionate advocate for children's rights. Anna, it's an honor to have you with us.
Thank you, Carolyn. I'm grateful for the opportunity to discuss this important topic. In times of conflict, of course, education is often one of the first casualties, yet it remains a cornerstone for resilience and recovery.
To set the stage, could you describe the current state of education in Ukraine, particularly in conflict-affected regions?
The situation is extraordinarily challenging. Since the war began, over 5.7 million school-aged children have had their education disrupted. Among these, a significant number are displaced internally, while others are living as refugees in neighboring countries. In terms of infrastructure, more than 2,800 schools have been damaged or destroyed, leaving children without safe spaces to learn. For those still attending school, many are doing so in bomb shelters due to the constant threat of airstrikes. Access to education is further hindered by the lack of resources, both physical, like textbooks and learning materials, and digital, as internet connectivity is unreliable in many areas. UNICEF reports that 1 in 5 schools in Ukraine is no longer operational, a statistic that underscores the scale of the crisis.
These numbers are staggering. What specific challenges are teachers and students facing on the ground?
The challenges go beyond logistical hurdles. Teachers are dealing with immense psychological stress as they navigate their dual roles as educators and emotional support providers. One teacher I spoke with said, "We are no longer just teaching subjects. We are teaching children how to cope with fear and uncertainty." For students, the psychological toll is even greater. Many have experienced trauma, lost loved ones, or witnessed the destruction of their communities. This makes concentrating on studies incredibly difficult. Moreover, displaced children often face language barriers and cultural adjustments, especially if they're attending schools in other countries. There's also a digital divide. While platforms like the All-Ukrainian Online School have helped bridge some gaps, approximately 25% of displaced families lack the devices or internet needed for remote learning, according to recent studies.
Given these challenges, what initiatives have been most effective in ensuring that education continues?
There have been some remarkable efforts. The All-Ukrainian Online School, a government initiative, has allowed hundreds of thousands of students to access education remotely. This platform provides lessons aligned with the national curriculum and offers resources in multiple languages, which is especially helpful for displaced children. Mobile classrooms have also been a lifeline. These schools on wheels bring education directly to children in remote or dangerous areas. Equipped with computers and teaching materials, they create opportunities for learning even in the most precarious conditions. International organizations like UNICEF have also played a critical role by distributing over 1.5 million educational kits and training teachers in trauma-informed practices. Additionally, NGOs have set up informal learning spaces in basements and community centers, ensuring that education continues even in the absence of formal schools.
It's inspiring to hear about these efforts, but what are the gaps that still need to be addressed?
There are significant gaps, particularly in mental health support. Children and teachers alike are dealing with unprocessed trauma, yet access to psychological services is limited. Another major gap is inclusivity. Children with disabilities often face additional barriers to accessing education. A recent report by Save the Children highlighted that only 3% of displaced children with disabilities are receiving adequate support for their learning needs. Finally, the issue of long-term sustainability looms large. While emergency responses are crucial, we also need to think about rebuilding and modernizing Ukraine's educational system to ensure it's resilient against future crises. This includes integrating technology, training educators, and fostering an inclusive curriculum.
Your insight is invaluable. For initiatives like ours, which aim to create educational tools such as an app inspired by the character Patron, what advice would you offer?
Your idea of using a familiar and beloved character like Patron is excellent. It provides a sense of connection and comfort for children. To maximize the impact of the app, I would recommend focusing on 3 areas. First, interactive safety training. Include modules that teach children how to stay safe in conflict zones, such as recognizing hazardous areas or responding to air raid sirens. Second, mental health resources. Try incorporating activities that promote emotional resilience, such as storytelling or mindfulness exercises. Third, cultural relevance. Consider ensuring the content reflects Ukrainian culture and values, which helps children feel grounded even amid displacement. Your app could also serve as a platform for connecting displaced students with teachers and peers, fostering a sense of community.
That's great advice. Before we conclude, why is global awareness of these issues so important?
Global awareness is vital because education in conflict zones affects us all. When children are denied education, the long-term consequences, poverty, instability, and lost potential are felt globally. Supporting education in places like Ukraine is an investment in peace and prosperity. By empowering children with knowledge and skills, we are not just helping them survive, we are equipping them to rebuild their communities and contribute to a better world.
Beautifully said. Anna, thank you for sharing your knowledge and passion. And to our viewers, thank you for tuning in. Together, let's work towards a future where every child has access to education no matter the circumstances.